All right, you guys, welcome, welcome. Happy first day of fall. I hope you guys are having a good one. As I said earlier on the team page, do you think it's any coincidence that we have a fragrance called First Day of Fall? Because I don't. I think it's a fantastic marketing opportunity. I don't want to take much time at the start because I want to turn it over to Amy because she is a master at what she's going to talk about. I think you all know Amy. If you don't, Amy Durnan is our speaker tonight. She is fantastic. She is a star director. I love that I get to say that. A week ago, I didn't get to say that. She's a star director with a amazing downline, an amazing team, and she has built her business. She's like super creative. She makes beautiful things, but she has built a lot of her business with gifting opportunities. And so she's going to show you some things that she does and how she does them and easy ways to do them. And she's going to share some of the things that she uses in her business as well. And just to give you some other ideas, because we want to keep, like we talked about fundraising 2 weeks ago, we want to keep giving you other ideas of how you can grow your business, especially in a pandemic when things are a little different than normal. So I do want to show you, I was going to light it up, but it did not work. Not that it's broken. It didn't work in the placement to have it lit to show you. But I wanted to show you, I got today the Warmer of the Month. It is gorgeous lit, so I wish I could show you. But if you haven't seen it, it is really, really gorgeous. All of these little lights in here glow. And I think sometimes it helps to be able to see products. The dish is on top. It is an element warmer, and it does glow beautifully. So you can see it lit in this picture here, kind of. And the scent of the month, Walnut Raisin Muffin, my immediate reaction to was, wow, that's a lot better than I thought it would be. I figured that it was an Orville fragrance, and I usually don't like Orville fragrances, to be completely honest. He likes a lot of things that have raisins in them. He also likes Mother Earth, and some of the fragrances that I'm like, oh, really? That must be an Orville fragrance. But this is really good. This is a million times better than I thought it would be. I actually don't pick up the raisin. I'm sure it's in there, but I don't pick it up. But it's a really fantastic bakery fragrance. So this is the October scent of the month, the October Warmer of the month. And I do think this is going to be a huge, huge seller. So it's called Glimmer and Glow. And I'm going to give you US pricing because I'm a US consultant. It is $58.50 in the month of October. So it's $65 warmer. It's huge, you guys. But it is 10% off. So it's $58.50. So it is 11 inches tall. And you can put it on a mantle. It's really nice. So that, and then the only other thing I want to tell you is I want to remind you we have Work It Wednesday tomorrow, twice. We have it at noon Eastern time, which is 11 Central, 10 Mountain, 9 Pacific. And we have it at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific. And that's all the time zones I'm going to give you. Work It Wednesday is an opportunity. It's more of a community building event. There is no formal training. It's a chance to come and show up for an hour or 10 minutes or whatever works for your schedule. We share ideas, we network, we show what we're working on. Oh, where'd you get that? Oh, here, let me post a link in the thing. Oh, you made that flyer? Will you share that flyer? Sure, I'd love to. You know, whatever it is that we're doing, everyone just shares, asks questions, asks ideas, all that kind of thing. Alex needs to stop whatever he's doing because he's being crazy again. So he's going to get put in timeout. So that's, we have that on Wednesday. We have book club Wednesday night for those of you who are participating. We are reading Get Over Your Damn Self, and we are on chapters, I think 10 and 11. I'd have to look it up again, but I put it in the announcement on the team page. So, and the next, our next week's Talk About Your Business on Tuesday, we're sharing a whole bunch of PRV ideas to boost your sales, easy things that you can do to boost your sales the end of the month and into October. So that's that. I'm going to pass it over to Amy now because she's going to take a deep breath, Amy. It's okay. She's going to share all of her amazingness, and I'll spotlight your screen.
Hey, everybody. Can y'all hear me? Okay. Well, welcome to Taco Tuesday and talk about baskets. If I ramble, it's because I'm nervous. You see me playing with my hands. But anyway, I'm so excited because my awesome directors said they were going to come tonight to help me because they know that things make me nervous. But just want to tell you a little bit about myself. And I love gift wrapping. If you don't already know that, I love gift wrapping. And it goes back to when I was a kid. I was really weird. And my mom would buy me gift wrap and ribbon and tape, and I would entertain myself for hours, literally. I would take a shoebox, wrap a Barbie, wrap it up, wait a few days, open it up, and then I was like, oh, somebody gave me a gift. And my mom would look at me like, yeah. And I would open it like it was a Barbie. Like I didn't know what was in it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got a Barbie. And then I would wrap it again. I just love wrapping gifts. And I feel like you could take the smallest little piece of junk, and if you wrap it pretty, like that's presentation to me is the first impression somebody gets with you. And I feel I have a lot of repeat customers that always say, oh, I could tell how much time you put into and love that I put into my packages. And I truly do. So tonight, what I'll do, I kind of whipped up a few little things, and at the end of the night, I will post on the page. I love NashvilleWraps.com. It's a website that sells all kinds of gift wrapped, any supplies you can think of. And so I have all the links of the things that I use. And I have like, okay, I like this bag and I use it when I do a stack of wax. That's what I call it, or things like that. So I'm going to have it all spelled out to you, and then you could just click and shop, and you could even go, it has the dimensions. So if you're an Amazon shopper, you could even Google and see if Amazon's price is better. But anyways, I'll start with that. I do a lot of my wrapping in clear bags, and I have different sizes. So we'll start with the largest size. It's 7 by 4 by 18, and it's on Nashville Wraps. And with this particular bag, it's just crazy. It's just a bag. I don't put any shred, anything in it. I take, before we had the 3-pack bundle, I was kind of making my own, and I'd call them a flower tower. So I use this bag, and I make a little flower tower. It fits the 3 bags. I'll link to where I get the little wooden disc that I include with every flower, and I put them in there, and boom, I take a little piece of ribbon, and guess what? If you don't need it, you don't want to tie a bow, a simple knot. I love the simplicity of it. A little knot, there you go. People love getting that. I also use this size bag, the 7 by 4 by 18. For the classic clean bundles. This can fit perfectly. Let me grab, I'll show you real quick stuff that's in my kitchen. No, really, the scents won't match, but easily you could take your dish soap, counter clean, tie a bow on it. Boom. And you know what else I do with these? I go to Dollar Tree and there's a 2-pack of sponges. I bust open the pack, drop a sponge in the back. It's a little happy. Then they're like, oh, I have a sponge. You know, think like it's just a little sponge, but it means a lot. So that's what I use this size bag for. It also can fit like a mini warmer and some bars as well, but it's probably the largest bag that I use. The next size bag that I use this a lot. I do know that right now, oh no, that big bag, I think they're on back order right now on Nashville Wraps. But like I said, I'll post the link. This bag I use a lot. It's 4 1/4 by 4 by 18. With this, you could fit 2 items. So everybody who ordered the cider mill little bundle, this is how they're getting wrapped in a little bag. I'm gonna drop it off like that. If they haven't received the new catalog or anything from me yet, it fits inside this bag, and I'll include their little samples in the back too. If they have multiple items they're getting, I didn't bring any of those in here, but I just use handled bags, drop a little tissue, but I'll have all their items wrapped inside of there. So when they open it up, they don't have bars over here and bulbs over there. I like everything in its little place. So this fits the dish soap and the counter clean. One more thing, I'm rambling. You can put a laundry love bundle in here too. If you put the tub at the bottom, the liquid, and then the 2 discs, like to pretend, it would fit like that. And I wrap my laundry love bundles like that too. Okay, so I call this my stack of wax. Whether they get the 6-pack for $30 and they get 2 of them, this bag will fit 12 bars. Or if I occasionally run a little wax deal and they get the 10 for, what is it, 40 or 41, whatever it is, this is how they go, like that. This is one I did. This is a hot commodity right here. I sold about 12 of these when the catalog first opened, because that's one of all 10 of the new fall releases, and I have one left of every. So there's some I want to keep it for myself in case we don't get them back. I have at least 1 bar of all the new releases, but you can easily put 10 or 12. This one, and I'll link the ribbon I use. I tied a simple bow, nothing fancy. So I use that for this one.
What size is that one?
This is a 4 1/4, 4.25 by 4 by 18. Sometimes, for example, I use this bag on this little, I loved Target in the dollar spot. I found these little black witch cauldrons, and I have 2 bars in there and some candy. Boom, pops right in there. Now it was a little tall, so guess what? Just cut it. That's the beauty of it. I trimmed it because it kind of looks funny with that much hanging out. You just trim it. So these 3 bags, I have 1 more bag, and I feel they're very versatile in size. This one, okay. The next one is a 4 by 2.5 by 13.5 inches. So it is slightly smaller. And also, let me show you something else with this one. When people get a 6-pack too, 6 fit pretty like this. Now granted, I have to cut some of the excess of the bag off, but this bag is 4 inches wide, where this one's 2.5. So I find the 6 bars, you could fit them in here, but they don't lay as pretty because it's kind of like a little jacked up. A little jacked up. So it's kind of, it doesn't fit all the way straight. So I do a lot with this size bag, and sometimes just trim off the excess. But
Somebody just asked if you use zip ties before, or you just tie in your knot, and that's what's holding your stuff together.
So all of these that you see here are literally, let me find one that's easy to open. I literally, this is 2 ribbons now that I did. Oh, I tied it really tight. I don't use a zip tie. I just take this. Okay, I was like, He-Man. I take my ribbon. Literally, here's the bag. So I gather it, and I just use one hand. Boom. And then like this, and then I normally tie it in 1 more knot, just so it's got a pretty knot in the middle. And then I'll use some good scissors to trim up. Sometimes I do it on an angle. Okay. And then sometimes I'll take this and fold it to where the 2 corners meet and make a little V. And then you have a little a little thing like that. You see, so sometimes I do mine on a V, sometimes I do it on an angle. It's just all the mood, whatever mood I'm in. So,
If I'm angry, I do a V.
okay. For example, all of my customers who are getting the sugar scrubs, this customer is getting 2. I'll be delivering this one tomorrow. I just take it, and I found these little spatulas. They're over here. I'll link these 2 on Amazon. And what I do is I take some twine. I take some twine. If you could see the little spatula? That way when they go to open it, they'll take the seal out. But if they don't want to like dip their hands in, they could use this handy dandy little spatula. They were dirt cheap on Amazon. But that way I just feel like it looks kind of pretty. But these fit inside of these I put inside this 4x2.5 bag and just stack them, put them up, and then they're all contained.
So they're asking if you ever include samples or thank you notes in your bags.
Yes, well, a lot of times they're getting more than just this. So what I'll do is, like, yeah, when a lot of times these are gifts too, but I don't have any in here. If I had, for example, let's pretend. I'm a bigger bag for my little scent studio, but if they have multiple things, this will be wrapped inside of here, along with, say they got this little doodad, that'll go inside of there. Pretend this is a catalog, that'll go in there. They're little samples. I'll put tissue, and then normally I have a little ribbon that coordinates, and that's how I'll deliver it. Everything's wrapped but contained. Now, if it's just like one thing they're getting, nobody leaves here without samples and without printed material, whether it's a catalog, a brochure, the new Christmas flyer things, because those just came in. I mean, that's why everything that's going out this week will have that. So that's what I do with those. Okay, the same small bag, the 4x2.5 by 13.25, and again, I'll have that linked. Was it Rachel Pence that did these? Yes. So I got the idea from her. Dollar socks from they have them at Target. They're $1, and they're little Christmas socks. They have some with pumpkins. They have some with spiders. I put a bar, and then I had some like little pixie sticks here, and I had a little spider ring, and I printed the tag and just threw it in a ribbon. Sold several. Oh, 8340. And look, there's tissue paper. You'll see that. And so I've sold a bunch of these. I got another idea, and let's see, I think it's this size bag. Yes, so the same size bag, the 4x2.5 by 13.25. Joanna Luna on the our director board shared this idea, and I whipped one up yesterday. I whipped 3 up and took a picture, and since yesterday I've sold 8. And what it is at, like TJ, these were at, I was in Lafayette, Louisiana this weekend, and they have a Marshall/Home Goods where it's one, like they're connected. I've never been in one like that. I've always been in 2 separate stores. So I found the cups inside of the Marshall side. They had these little salted caramels in the Home Goods side. And they also had, these cups are Ray Dunn. They're this disposable coffee cups. They come with the little black lid and the little band. And what I did is I try to like reduce, reuse, recycle, like repurpose things. So I saved the brown wrapping paper, like the packing paper that comes in orders. And I stuffed the bottom of the cup pretty tight. One, so it gives it a little weight, so it's not so like falling over and being top heavy. Then I at Home Goods, they had a 16-pack of Starbucks flavored coffee K-Cups. So inside of here, I have a K-Cup hidden, and then I put some shred, put 2 bars and a couple of the salted caramels, and I'm charging $12 plus tax. So I picked up 2 packs of these cups, which I'm glad I did because 8 come in them, and I've already sold 1 sleeve since last night. And if you think about it, so the lady who, both of them ordered 4, I told them it would be 48 plus tax. They're getting 8 bars, so technically that is, you know, 2 6-packs and then a few extra bars. So, but they're paying the actual full price for each bar, and that little extra helps you compensate when you order it by the 6-pack. It will help you compensate for your little supplies. So these are really easy to do. And the cups, if I'm not mistaken, I'll tell you, they were not expensive. Let's see, I'm sorry. $4.99 for 8-pack cups. So they were, yeah, $4.99 compared to $8. So that's what I did with those. To me, it's just little things you do. Like, at least my customers, I find, like, they're like, oh, like the sold out hand soaps. Those, I put them inside of this bag, the one that I use for my stacks of wax, and just trim them. Because with the exception of a basket that I'm going to show you in a minute that I have like busted the 3-pack in, everybody that ordered these ordered getting 3. There they go. And that's how they're going to get them. Let's see what else. Anything else?
Do your jacks.
Okay, so my jacks, like even my buddies, this is one of the teachers at the girls' school who ordered this. And with the jacks, she's going to get a little tower of them. She is also getting, her stuff will go in a bag because she ordered some warmers and stuff too. I haven't finished. Okay, good. Thank you. I haven't finished wrapping all that. So what I did is I have the, first of all, everything too, I label everything before it gets put in the bag. So in case it's somebody, if they're gifting it or if it's for their personal consumption, my name is in it. Like they have my name. So inside of each box, I lifted the lid. There's my sticker. On the back of the scent packs, I put a sticker where the barcode is. And what I did is, then I just take, and I'm going to post the link to this too. I use clear cello wrap. It comes in different lengths. I prefer the 40 by 100, 40 inches by 100 yards is what I like. They also, the other one I use every now and then, if it's a smaller basket, is the 36 inches. But again, I get this from Nashville Wraps. I want to say it's like $8 or $9 a roll, something like that. And I get, yeah, this is 100 yards, so I get a lot out of it. So what I did is I just stacked these and stacked them, wrapped them, and I had a little excess. And so what I do, this is my tape works wonders. So anything, if you even wrap a basket, like if you try it at home, you're like, oh, it kind of looks, if you just take a little tape and pull one side a little tighter, don't, because I'll have people that say, oh, I've unwrapped it, and then I ripped the, don't tape it, nobody knows. So this sucker, you wouldn't know, but it's taped. It's taped in the back to make it tight. And then what I did is, when I knew when we found out about Jack and Sally, I ordered some ribbon just because I wanted to embellish it a little bit, make it fun, off of Etsy. It was so cheap, and you could order by the yard. And this was, it says simply meant to be, and it's like little Jack and Sally, and that's supposed to be Sally's clothing. And then most of all my customers who ordered Jack and Sally either ordered a mini warmer or ordered a stack of bars because they're Jack obsessed, And so I gave them all a little happy, and I'm rambling. My team name is Lanyap Scent Club. And if you're not familiar with the term Lanyap means, if you're from the South, Lanyap means a little extra. And when I was trying to think of a name, I was like, what can I do? I mean, I believe in being extra, whether it's extra kind, extra nice, extra generous. go the extra mile, not only for your customer, but for your team as well. So I wanted to give them lanyard. Sometimes, you know, when you go to Sonic and you order French fries and get a tater tot, like that's lanyard. You get a little extra. You weren't expecting it, okay? So I found on Amazon some Jack and Sally stickers. I ordered a pack of socks. It comes like in a little book, and it was 12 days of socks. And then at Target right now for, I think it's $4, they have 8 of these pretzel rods. And then somebody shared you knocked my socks off. Thanks for being a totally amazing customer. And I have a little tag on there. And so she's getting this. Whoever gets the Jack little bundle is going to get a little thing like that. Just, you know, I figured they're paying a little extra because it was a licensed product, and who knows what else Scentsy has up their sleeve. I just want them to know I appreciate them, and so they'll keep coming back. And then
after that cost you a whole lot.
no,
And then, Amy, too, explain what that little bit of extra ends up doing for your business, too. Because
oh yeah, like, I mean, say it. I mean,
You did it to us.
People end up buying more because they're so impressed with the presentation of it. And I would always do it. I would get this little extra, and I'm like, well, shit. Now I've tried a new item that I would have never tried. It's where we tried the vacuum cleaner for the first time.
We tried the laundry cleaner.
yeah, like this is definitely non-Scentsy that I have on there. But normally every order leaves here, whether it's a scent circle, I try to utilize my, what do you call the host, rewards. Because sometimes I'm like, what else do I need? I'm like, well, let's grab a couple 6-packs of circles. And if they still have some, there was last week a bunch in the clearance section for $2.40. So I was just stocked up on some. I'll slap them on the bag, like tie it. And I found these stickers on Amazon. They're craft colored, and they're in the shape of a heart that just says thank you. And I'll slap it on the scent circle back, like pouch of the scent circle, like the center, and tie it to their bag. And they're always like, oh my gosh, a scent circle. And I'm thinking, okay, it was like $3, but really it was free because, you know, but that means the world. So I just try to always do a little extra. Here's an example of my customers that got a Jack mini warmer. These boxes were from Hobby Lobby. It was like, it's $1.29, but the other day they were on sale. So I grabbed a couple. The same thing, they got a little pair of socks. And inside, all I did was, it's super easy for them to get in this. You open the box. I have purple tissue paper. And when they open the tissue paper, she ordered 2 bars. I have her bars in there. And then inside the bars, they're labeled. Unfortunately, I got all the same bars. I didn't get any of the cool holographic ones. So I may have to go check my customers who ordered with boxes, because if they have one, I may go swipe one out and put, because I want a holographic bar. But anyway, so that's just one of the ways I wrap things. Here's another way. This customer here is getting the under my spell warmer, and I sold a lot of these to teachers at my kids' school, and they're all excited because they want to put them in their classroom. So someone shared that at Dollar Tree they have these little books. Let me see if I have them. Dollar Tree in the Halloween section, look, has these little books. Looks like a little stack of books. This teacher ordered the gorgeous trio, pumpkin trio. They do have a bigger size, but I was like in my head, oh, I could fit 3 bars in here. Well, you can't. I should have bought the bigger one. And they all 3 would have fit, but I put some shred, put the 2 bars, they're labeled. And so I just added the 3rd bar on top. But that's how she's getting her little happy, you know?
I do have to say something.
Yes.
Your packaging looks like gift baskets. So like everything that you do and you're giving it to people, it already looks like a gift basket. Whether it's like the smallest
Meant to be a gift or not.
or not.
Yeah, whether they gift.
Yeah, I mean the presentation is, it's almost like you're giving them a gift.
Yeah.
Of the presentation of it.
So that's pretty much what I have as far as like packaging goes. Now, I do a lot of gift baskets, and actually this morning I was woken up by a text at 6:30 this morning by a friend of mine who owns a marketing company, and she says, I need 10 gift baskets. Can you make that happen? So of course I'm like, oh yeah, absolutely. Then I asked when, and she said for Monday morning. I said, okay, well, what do you need? And when she told me what she needed, I almost freaked out because I was like, I don't have that. But thankfully, Alex and Megan, Tanya, and our other Tanya on our team, Tanya Sticker, I called them, and they had what I needed. And so I got it from them, and I'm going to be able to make it happen. So she called me and said she needed 5 $100 baskets and 5 $50 baskets for Monday. So I scrambled this morning to go find what kind of container, because I'm big on like the containers I put it in. I try to, when I find something, I stock up. So this summer, Dollar General had, you know, the DG, yellow and black Dollar General, had this particular basket for $5. I'm not gonna show you what's in it yet. See this little chicken wire basket? It has a little linen cover for $5. So I stocked up on them because it was a little more than I like to pay, but it was a nice basket. So a few weeks ago, I happened to go in there and they had some in the summer section and they were 50% off. I hit up every Dollar General within an hour from me and probably found 20 more baskets. So I have a stockpile now of some baskets. So this customer here that called today, she wants to give 5 $50 baskets to clients and 5 $100 baskets. So she was like, I really love that white pumpkin. Can you do something with me for that? So I was like, absolutely. And thank goodness I had enough of these. So this is what I did. And then in a minute, I'm going to show you how I wrap it. So I did the Lumina Warmer, the Pumpkin Trio, the Gorgeous Pumpkin. I busted a little pack, and they have a hand soap. And I had some Autumn Road Trip scent circles. And then I used a coupon, or no, not a coupon. At Hobby Lobby right now, all fall and harvest stuff is 40% off. So this wound up being like $2 for a dish towel. I found this little bag of, like, this is a real little pumpkin. And then Walmart, they had bags of the Lindt truffles. And I got caramel and like a toffee. And then I had some of these that I got the other day in the bag from Home Goods. So that's going to be, I have one down. I have 4 more to go of these. So that's going to be that basket. And then I'm going to show you the $100 basket. And then I'll show you how I wrap them. And then we can go through on how we make bows.
So real quick, for the lanyard, a little extra, is it something that you're doing while you're shopping? Do you plan ahead, or is it you're seeing it and you're buying it because you may see it on sale, or you say, I can use this later on?
So yeah, it's kind of a little of both. Like if I know something's coming up, I try to utilize, like I try to think of something. So for example, all my customers, let me go over here. Bear with me 1 second. I have stuff in. Oh, it is. Oh, here we go. And I'll put the links of where I find all these. That's what I'm doing. So even if it's just a little happy. So anybody that ordered anything Marvel from me, Superman, not Superman, Marvel.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. Who's
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man? What's his name? Superman. Yeah, we need Spider.
Iron Man.
Iron Man. What's the?
Groot and,
Yeah, all this. But what's the little red guy? Iron Man. Okay.
Iron Man.
Anyway,
Spider-Man.
I included. It's like a hair tie, and this says "Melting wax is my superpower," and it's one of those little stretchy hair ties. So there is a site, like a group page that sells these, and but you could also get this from Etsy, and somebody will already tie it, or you could buy this stretchy elastic in the yards, and they tell you how long to cut it, and you just tighten a knot yourself. So like I try to think of little happies. And also at Dollar Tree, they have those compressed washcloths right now. They have Mickey Mouse. So I have like Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse. So somebody gets a buddy. Sometimes I throw just a little thing in there, and then the kid's like, oh my gosh, I have a Mickey Mouse washcloth. So they have the Hulk. So the people that got the Hulk got this and that. And then I'll still, then I'll throw samples in their bag, whether it's a laundry sample. I always try to have something in it that is Scentsy to bring them back in. One more thing to make them familiar of what we have.
Can I, before you show how the $100 basket,
Yes.
will you give them an idea, before you show that, will you give them an idea? I mean, this is big business for you. Like, you have built a business just making things, like, it's your niche. So will you give them an idea? Like, I don't want to shout out your numbers. I mean, other than the fact that, how quickly did you earn annual sales this month or this year, annual sales award, right?
This was the fastest I've ever earned it.
And you earned it in 3 months, or?
I earned it in, when did we earn it? Oh, 3. Yeah, because Alex and Megan did too. We earned it in 3 months. That was the fastest I ever. Last year. So this is my sixth year earning it.
And so for those of you who don't know what that means she sold $30,000 worth of product in 3 months.
Of this year, yeah.
Of this year.
So, yeah.
May, June, July.
Yes. And I hate to say,
A lot of it's from baskets.
but I hate to say because of COVID, because COVID is a horrible thing, but it has done wonders for my business and also for my team. Like, it has gone through the roof, and I'm sure, like with everybody else, just sales now. I know we're in this hyper growth. I just hope it can continue, but I'll keep hustling like I have been even prior to COVID. But
You haven't slept a lot.
yeah, I don't sleep often, but that's okay. But,
And when you're looking to find, when people think of you, they don't just think of you as the Scentsy lady, they think of you as the gift lady or the basket lady. Like, you're the person they contact. So when we talk about finding your niche and building it, like, Amy's done this incredibly well. Okay, go back to, sorry.
Realtors as well.
yeah, realtors. I've done a realtors. And I tried like what do you call that? The letterboard warmer.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I wish we'd bring it back. I can't tell you how many I sold to realtors. And part of the reason why is someone shared on Etsy, there's a place where you can get a custom name plaque.
Come on, Paul. You were there. You had it, Paul.
You almost had it. So you get a custom name plaque. So my warmer has wax in it, and my luck, I'll spill it. But I took it off. So I used the Scentsy letters, and I put the and put family, and I had this made. It says Durnan. Can you see, like, Durnan?
Yeah, you can see it.
Look.
Other way.
Durnan. Other way? Okay. So I had that made, and I posted pictures, and oh my gosh, people were like, I need one. I have a closing. So I did order a few extra because I had a couple customers or realtors that said, okay, I have 3 closings this month, 2 this month. Make sure you set me those aside. And now they'll call me. And I mean, and I'll order it for them, but they're like, oh, make sure you charge me for that because this is $10. But they're like, make sure you charge it. So like any day now I'm getting one for a family named the Bird, BYRD, Bird family. And they're about to close on their home, and they're going to get a basket. Their basket is going to look pretty similar to this one that I'm about to show you, except in this basket I have little church, just because last night I was trying to whip some up just for examples. And I didn't take the other warmer out. But normally my realtor baskets look similar to this, sorry. Okay, like this. What's inside this crate is from Michael's. Definitely like Michael's, Hobby Lobby. They have apps. Subscribe to their emails. There's coupons. They even sometimes match like Joann's coupons, like a lot of those like price match and things. But I know, like, if, for example, Hobby Lobby, say the other day, this was 50% off. Well, I know next week it's not. So if I know that I'm going to have another closing in 2 weeks, I'll go buy 2 of these this week while they're 50% off the little plant, because every other week is when Hobby Lobby sales are on one item. So if you are buying ribbon this week, it's not going to be on sale next week, but it'll be on sale the following. So I just try to like think smarter and prepare. So one day, these baskets were normally, I think, like $14, $15, and I scored it for like $7.99, which to me is a deal for this size and quality of basket.
And show them in that basket
Ask
how
them about the flower.
about the flower, how you set that up, and then also the box, because I know the box is the box in that way.
It's not, okay, typically I take the box and fold it and put it in the bottom. The reason why I didn't fold this one is because it's out of my stock and I just took it out for demo purposes, but I normally fold the warmer. For example, this basket that I showed you with the $50 gift basket, guess where the box is for that little mini warmer? Underneath. So they have the packaging. When it's time to store it,
And it helps support your.
and it helps support your items, but then it's under there. And then guess what? I'll even link this Excelsior. It's like wood shavings, but I save that packing paper, pack the basket with packing paper, because guess what? It's free. It's free. It's tan. Then you use this stuff and it grows. It's like, it grows. I don't know how to describe it. It multiplies.
Like one box lasts.
And so you just put a little and you kind of piece and part it around. And then but there is a box under here. But typically in these baskets here, I fold the gift box. The gift box, the box that it comes in has my label on it. So right now, and then I take the packing paper, pack the basket, then put the shred, but I take the shred and try to move it so you can kind of see, well, look, you can see a little packing paper. I didn't do too good a job, but I try to just kind of place it so it looks like the whole thing's filled with the Excelsior, but it's really not. Again, with the flowers, I include this little disc from Amazon, one, to protect their surface, and 2, it looks pretty. And I do always tell customers, you know, if you don't want to use that, put it on a coaster or something, because I don't want to get offended. And I tell them on the box, there's instructions, don't let this touch. Even the flower, if you let this flower petal touch a picture frame, it will melt. Right when Alex and Megan started, they had a customer who wanted her office to smell good, but was doing it like inexpensively, and took a scent circle, put tape on the back of the elastic of the scent circle on the back of a picture frame. And so it was hanging on the picture frame, and then called Alex upset because the oils ate the picture frame.
She's my business manager
Yeah.
at work.
Oh,
So she
goodness.
was hot.
So this is what I do. I just think the flowers look prettier, like not in the box. The instructions for the, in the bottom of this basket is the black cap that has the label. Oh, I have something else I do too, I'll show you. The black cap that has the label and the instruction sheet. Another thing I like to do, I didn't do it on this one because this is just for a demo. Avery makes these little round labels. What's that, like a 1.5 inch label? And you could also get them off of Amazon. On here, I have my name printed, like my little logo and my person, my phone number, and this one says Luna, for example. So guess what? When you're giving somebody this, when somebody buys a flower tower from me, I open every box, first of all, because I make sure their flower is intact. I've had Alex and Megan had one when several, when they opened, they were in pieces, parts. So I always make sure the flower's intact, but I take and I label the bottom. So guess what? If they give this as a gift, or when somebody opens that box, you know they're going to throw the box away where it's labeled. And at the end, when they're like, oh, this is great, it doesn't smell anymore, I wonder what scent it was. Oh, that's Luna. I'm going to call Amy. So I label everything. Okay, but this isn't Luna, so now I need to peel it off.
We'll peel it
So
off.
what I do to get this little look is the black cap is in the bottom of here. I take the flower with the wick, okay, and I thread it through the cap, if you can see, and just kind of just shove it in there, and then I screw this in, and it kind of holds it in place. And then guess what? You could take this and kind of maneuver it, and then look, there you go. It's in its place. So inside of here, this is just kind of like So when my realtor, the little label comes in with their name, I'll swap this out, and this will have the letterboard warmer, for example. And then I have a bar, a room spray. These little things, I like to get, you could get these even at like Dollar Tree, but I really like this one just to add a little something to the basket. And they were 50% off. So this was like $3. And
They have the Ray Dunn style ones at Target right now for I think $3 or $4.
yeah, there. So I'm at Ray Dunn inspired at Target. Check Target, the Dollar Zone, whatever you call it. I love that thing. Then I have a counter cleaner.
From summer too is where it's at.
Yeah, bathroom cleaner. And this I found at Dollar General, $2. And I'm like, I got a lot of gray ones because I'm like, okay, gray goes with everybody. You know, it's a lot. I guess a lot of the new construction lately, everybody's doing gray. I roll it up, and then bam. And then the realtor a lot of times will give me their information or a card or even their own little thank you, and I'll pop it in here, wrap it. So in a minute, I'm going to wrap a basket though to show you how I do it, and we'll make a bow. And I'm going to show you the $100 basket that I was asked to do today. Now, sometimes figuring out, I like to, when I buy things, when I know that I'm going to have something, I'll buy it like in a bundle. Today was so unprepared and last minute as far as knowing that she wanted this. I saw tubs that were like this large. This is a 15 by 9-inch galvanized round tub. It's huge. Walmart, $8. Was it $8.84? So it's a little more than I really want to spend, but this is like nice. I went to this morning at 9 when Hobby Lobby opened. Hobby Lobby had one like this that was $25.99, and I could have used the 40% off, and still at that I'm like, okay, I'm better with the Walmart bucket for $8. I do a lot of times use charger plates like that you could get at the dollar store. They're $1, but like that you put like a fancy plate on top of, and Hobby Lobby has them for $1.99.
How much was your realtor church basket you got right now? How much is that one?
Oh, let me get you a paper. So we have a flower. How much is that church warmer? 45.
Yeah. About what is the average for your realtor?
So this, okay. So this is what I do. A lot of times I'll say,
Give me a price.
give me a price. What do you want to spend? And that's pretty much how every basket goes with me. And they'll say no more than 100. And they know, like, I get them pretty close to 100, and they know, like, I'll add in a couple dollars for that basket. But something like the plants on me, you know, so I kind of try to incorporate things in. And when I see something on sale or clearance, I'm always thinking, what can I use that for? So if you go in my little Scentsy room, I have like a space with little knickknacks of picks and like one day these little,
fillers.
yeah, little fillers. And I try to, you know, to fill with a few things that are like practical, but still that they're getting mostly everything Scentsy, if that makes sense. So that basket, let's see. So counter and bath, that's what, 18? No, what's in there? 18 plus a bar is 6. That's what, 24 plus a room spray is 832 plus 16 is what's
48.
48 plus a church.
What is that, 35?
So you're about a 90 something.
Yeah. So that one right there is about like $90-something. And
But it doesn't look like it's, I mean, it looks like it's so
more.
much more.
Yeah, and probably with that, I would probably add a scent circle too, and then and wrap it with a bow, and tell them, oh, it's $100 plus tax. They don't bat an eye. They don't bat an eye at all. So my friend here, this is a very good friend of mine, so she's gonna get a little extra special basket because she owns a marketing company, and she's actually gonna be doing a favor for me. So, you know, I wanted to make sure hers are extra nice. I haven't yet. Well, did I do it? I did. Okay. I labeled the bars. Inside of this basket is the box for the Hello Fall is Calling warmer that is intact. I set the whole box inside. Then that way it gives the support. I took brown packing paper and put it everywhere, and then I used the Excelsior. And then inside of here, I left the bulb in here just because it's still packed. Even though the box is under there, the bulb's in there. Also, in the bottom of every basket, I put a catalog labeled with my name. One of the Scentsy pens that come from the Consult Scentsy Success Store. They're like the best writing pens ever. Like literally I have a friend that sells mascara, that new makeup brand, and she called me and said, where did you order your pens, your Scentsy pens? I'd like to get some for my company. I was like, oh, it's only Scentsy. I don't even know what brand they are, but she wanted that style pen for her business. But they're in every basket along with a catalog, because you never know whose hands this is going to go in. It may not be a current customer. It may be somebody who's like, what is Scentsy? But guess what? They're going to find out. So in this basket here, that's the $100 basket, I have the Hello Fall Warmer. I busted the 3-pack and have 1 soap. I have the dish soap and the counter cleaner for cider mill. I have all of the baskets today. My apple and cinnamon sticks flowers have not come in, so this is actually a cozy cardigan I put in there. But all the other baskets will have a apple and cinnamon sticks fragrance flower, and I have a scent circle, and then I have the little $2 dish towel. Then I have some of these that I had from last year that are like $4 for like 25, and they're 40% off. They're burlap little leaves, and I just added it just to give it a little pop of color. So I don't know if you could kind of see without me toppling everything over. And then I threw in some more of those little lint candies and stuff like that. So now what I'm going to do, before we wrap it and shred, I like to make my bow first. So everybody, I don't know if you have ribbon with you, but I'm going to show you how I make my bows. This particular basket, I'm going to use this ribbon that I found at Hobby Lobby. It's 1.5 inches wide. That to me is probably, this is my favorite width. I use printed a lot if it coordinates. Like another home basket I did the other day was real, what do you call it? Like farmhouse looking. I had the Bless This Home warmer, and it was more kind of shabby chic, that theme, and I used that. But like my Easter baskets and stuff, and all this is going to be in what I post. I use this ribbon, and I get this at Nashville Wraps. This is a ribbon, this type of ribbon. It's satin acetate. It's not double-faced satin, and it's not the plastic satin that florists use that can get wet. This is what I really like to make my bows in, because it's firm, it's stiff, but it's not a type of ribbon that you could make it's not the type that you would make like you're tying a shoe. Like, I mean, look, it's like ugly. Like you can't make it like this. This has to be one that you're gonna loop, and I'm gonna show you how to do that today. But I'll do it with the ribbon first that I use for this basket. Now, some people, I guess I used to over time, like a long time ago, because my mom is the one who taught me how to make my bows. She used to use floral wire. You could also use pipe cleaner, or you could use a zip tie.
Love a zip tie.
Yes, Megan loves zip ties. What I do now, I cut a piece, doesn't have to be long, before I get started like this. Because in a minute, once I show you how to fold the bows, I'm gonna get close and show you how to fold it. You're gonna need something once you have it in your hand like this to secure it. So some people use zip ties. I just use another piece of ribbon. I'm gonna measure for y'all too, because I have a weird measuring system. This is how my mom always used to tell me to measure it. So I do what Laura Lee said. You would take this ribbon and go to like this. Okay, watch. She would go to your nose. See how my hand is? She would say 1, 2, 3, and a little piece. Okay, so that's what my mom would told me to do. And that's how I did it. But I'm gonna measure, I'm cutting it now, and I'm gonna measure for you. I'm gonna measure you how long this piece is that I just did. Grab it. Ooh, what? Like 3.
9.5 feet.
So how many yards is that?
3
Convert pole.
yards.
So about a little over 3 yards or so. Okay. So does everybody have their ribbon?
Look, Lori's got hers. She's ready.
Oh, y'all need a piece. You want a piece?
Alex, bow making, my man can make a bow.
Here, do you want to use this kind then?
Oh, that's the hard stuff.
No, that way you make sure you always have it on the right, and here's my scissors. Okay. So this is where I start. Normally my bows have anywhere from 7 to 9 loops. Okay. So I take like this. This is about a, we have tape measures all over the house. That's about a 3-inch little loop. See where my thumb is? Okay. And I have a tiny little piece hanging. Okay. Now, what you do is, let me make sure you could see me. You twist, and I twist this towards me. So the tab is facing me, the little tail, and I twist it towards me, and then you firmly secure it. As I say that, now I'm gonna have like arthritis today. Let's see. Okay. You firmly secure it and you twist. I straighten it out. I go back up about the same amount, and now I twist going away. And I just go back and forth where I do this, make sure they're even.
She can do it really fast.
Twist towards me. Make sure this is even. Twist away. And it takes a little practice, but now I like it this length. If you hypothetically were to go bigger, you can and make a bigger bow, but it's kind of like it's not as like pretty. And so twist away. And normally when I'm done, I'll have anywhere from 8 to 9 loops on each side. And the reason why I do this before is because if not, there's no way you could hold the clear stuff and make a bow. So I do this and set it to the side. Let's see.
I don't like this ribbon.
Use some, I have a ribbon.
That's the one that we-
It's harder to use.
Oh, yeah, while you do that one, I'm gonna do my circle.
Okay, and Alex has a way of making bows too, he'll show you. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This bow is gonna have 7 loops. And like I said, mine normally have 7 to 9, okay? So now I'm grasping this tightly, okay? And that little piece I cut out earlier, I take it, put it in the center, and you learn to get good with one hand. And then I use my teeth, but tighten a knot. So now you have a little tab. So before I cut these little tabs, I hold the center firmly, and you just start playing with your ribbon. And if you don't like how it looks, you start over. I've done that before too. This ribbon has a wire and it's kind of stiff, so it's a lot easier. Then I'm going to take my scissors,
Pull the rest.
and with this, I like to cut it. And there you have a little thing. And I cut all the little pieces. And there's 2 more. The original tails. Okay, now I'm going to set this bow to the side because we're going to use it in a minute. And then once you attach it, you kind of can work with it. So this will be set to the side. So what I'm going to do now, and with this, I really don't measure prior. So I take this clear wrap, And I want to make sure, I'm going to set it, I have like this little plant stand here. I was trying to, look, see if I can see that. Okay, if you'll hold that. And then I'm going to set, oh, you know what, I'm going to get this.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Yeah, I forgot to take the sticker off. That's where it came from. Okay, so I set it on here, and then I go to the bottom. Say, oops, I need a little bit more. I didn't pull it. No. Okay. I'll make sure everything is in its place. Yeah. Then I take this, my scissors. And I just kind of eyeball it because I know it's got I want it tall enough so when it bunches, I have a little extra.
Little lane, yeah.
At the top. Yep. Sometimes the scissors slide. I think I need to be sharpened. They'll just glide apart. But that's okay because you're going to go back and trim that.
What's fun is doing it by yourself.
Okay, so now what I do is take another little piece of ribbon because this is what's going to go around the basket, around the clear wrap. Anybody have any questions?
You're doing good. Everyone said this is amazing. And you were so worried.
So this is what I'm going to do. Sorry, I'm blocking the stitch. I take the bottom. I make sure it's kind of,
Move your table up where you can get time.
Yeah.
look.
Let her move your table up where you can get time.
Okay, I'm going to get behind it. I'll let this, pull this a little bit back. Okay, there we go. I like to make sure that it's kind of even on both sides. Okay. Now, this is what I do.
You taking notes?
I'm taking this thing. My wrapping is not as
So,
I use a lot of paper.
I use tape too. So what I do is I take the back part. I don't know if you can see. This is the front piece. So I took the back part and tucked it in.
And that's when I use a piece of tape.
And I'm going to use tape in a minute. And I gather them. So here's this. I'm taking this is the front. I'm taking the back piece right now, tucking it in. That way all the sides are sealed. I do a lot of auction baskets, and sometimes auctions put like their gift cards inside the basket. So I always try to make sure it's sealed so you don't have little hands. There's no space a hand could get in there and take anything out. So here we go, and then in a minute, I'm going to make it look decent. I go in and I do this.
So it doesn't have to look perfect at this moment.
No.
And so, if y'all missed it, but Amy totally just tied that with her mouth.
Sorry. My dentist would not be happy. So right now it kind of looks a little floppy, but we're going to fix it because this is when I go in with my packing tape. Okay, so right now, if you can see this, it kind of looks a little funky. I'm going to go in and make sure it's smooth and sealed. And then take a little piece, pull it tight. And I'm going to come back and do the other side. So the same thing. Smooth. Right now, if you can see, it's kind of sticking out, but that's going to be okay because what I'll do now, move so you can see the basket to the ledge.
Tuck it on.
Yep. And then I take it and give it a little tuck. And then see, that's kind of, and it just kind of pulls everything tight.
Now, for everybody that's watching, know that like we do baskets, not nearly as many as Amy does, but it does take us about 3 times as long is what it takes Amy to do it. It's just because we haven't practiced and played around with them before. So the more you play around with it and practice, the better you get, the quicker you get as well.
I got really good around Mother's Day.
Exactly. Like,
I got quick.
don't get frustrated because the clear wrap sometimes can be a mess, a pain, but just keep trying. So now what I'll do, I'll make sure everything's pretty much tight. Pull all this up. Sometimes if the person, like I have like a little gift card or something I can attach, I will. I take this, just put it right here in the center. And then tie this in a knot. Then we're going to come back and play with this. Take this. OCD, I don't like when they're not even.
Amy's practicing right now for family reunion because I think she said something about doing
No, thank you. But no.
Hey, Amy,
Yes, ma'am.
will you take pictures? If okay, I want to put a disclaimer on there. Please, you guys, if she agrees to this, do not use these pictures for personal advertising. But would you post pictures of the things you've showed tonight so people can go back and kind of reference?
Absolutely. And you know, I'm fine with it. I don't know, share the love. You know what I'm saying? If you want to.
unless you didn't make the video or.
Yeah, like if you want to post it, if it helps get sales and ideas, I'm totally fine with it. Just remember, if you're promising this to your customer, make sure it looks as close as you can. But I will definitely tonight post a picture of everything I've done, and I could even write down, like under each picture, if you'd like, I could put where I found everything and everything. So this is the basket. I have 4 more to do like this before Monday. But now I have 2 down. I just have to do the other one. But that's what I do in a nutshell. Easter, we did a ton of Easter baskets, and try to go after the season.
Yes.
And you can find stuff 90% off. And you gotta have a place to store it, but to me it's worth it because in the next year, like I paid Dollar General, like they have good stuff lately. I'm like, who is buying for Dollar General? Because they have like some really nice stuff. But some of their packaging and baskets are really nice. But these wicker baskets that it didn't have a liner. They had a wicker basket with gingham liners, and they were like $5, $6, and $7, all depending on the size at Easter. Well, after Easter, I went and got like the $7 basket for $2. I bought every one I could find. I have them stacked. And so guess what? Next year, when I do them, like I'm glad, I'm going to stock up again.
We went live, I think, on the Scent Warriors, and was like,
When you're at Hobby Lobby.
we were at Hobby Lobby. 9 carts later,
We literally bought 9 baskets.
Yeah,
But it was
Alex
only-
bought me
No,
all
like,
kinds of Easter
shopping
grass for like
baskets.
10 cents a bag. That's normally $1.99 or something.
Yeah.
It was insane. So I have now Easter grass, and it's not the plastic chinky kind of grass. It is the crinkle cut shred, and I have green, purple, and blue.
yeah,
Yeah.
I do want to show them.
They're asking about which little bag would you use for the mugs? You know how we do the
Okay.
scent circles and
Yeah,
that?
so let me tell you, I have on the link, there is a particular one that I used to use that fits a mug. I'm gonna go get a mug at my counter because I used to have a ton that I had ordered years ago from Dollar Tree, remember? And I ordered like 4 cartons, I don't know, it was a lot. And just last year, I finally was like, thank God I used them all. But I couldn't justify going to buy a new Santa and other type of mugs till I finished these. But I was looking for one to show. So let me move this and I'll show you. There is a particular one that Nashville Wrap carries that fits mugs. What would you say? This would be probably a good size, like a.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a good one.
Yeah. I think actually, Karen, you gave me this one year in something, and I had like socks in it. Okay, so you could really use any of these, but there is one. I have it in my phone in my notes section.
Is it the one that has the mug in it on that store wraps?
Mm-hmm. You can use that one. There is one. It's okay. Well, I'll post it. It's a 5 by 2.5 by 11, and on Nashville Wraps, when you look it up, it shows a little mug, like in the, you know, so they kind of give you an idea when you go look, like what you can put inside of there. And they have 14 different sizes of these clear cello bags. Like, it's crazy. But once I did use this long one because I was out of them, and it like killed me because I had to like waste so much of the bag. But typically, and what did I say that size was? 5 by 2.5 by 11. So the other one is just shy of this. This may not be. Okay. This one's a little tight. Yeah, you're gonna use the one. You want to use the one that I told you, but that I don't have on hand. Oh look. Ah, look at that. You can make it work. Put it in and then stuff it. So we could do
You got a bar.
look, we'll put a bar, pretend it has like fillers and stuff, you know? And even if, actually, I'll do this. The other one's 2 inches shorter. So if you put a scent circle in here, you really wouldn't have a tab, if that makes sense. Like, you don't want to have it like a nub where here's your, you know, you like to have a little trim. So that other one, actually, the mug one's shorter. So you'd have to like really stuff it.
Mm-hmm.
But so I would say do something that is at least, this is 2.5. 2.5 would work unless you have one of those oversized like soupy bowl mugs, you know?
But you're not getting that from the Dollar Tree. A soupy bowl mug.
No.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm talking about, like if they had those big ones. So I've done it before in the big one, like I said. I just don't like wasting. But it does fit. This is a 4-inch bag with, so anything that I think is at least 2.5 to 4. See how easy that went in? That other bag, it was a little tight. It was 2.5 inches. So if you had a 3-inch diameter, but if you put, do I have something with a sensor? Oh, here. I'm gonna take it out. Say I put the scent circle in, which normally I do it like that. Sometimes too, like when you go put it in, you could do this. Shake it.
Back it on in.
And that way you have a little more room like that, but shake it up to the top because you could go lower in it without bending the product. You know, now granted this don't match, but typically I'd stuff it in there and see, look, when you do this, look, this doesn't match, but we're gonna roll with it. Oh, come on. So you can either go, you can make like a regular little bow. And with that, for these, I don't do a big old bow like I do for my packages because you're going to waste too much. I just do a little loop, another loop, swoop it and pull. And if you can't tie a bow, that's fine. Other ways you can embellish this, I've done it before with like jingle bells, tie a little jingle bell around the top. Dollar Tree and Hobby Lobby, for example, have those, like every mug that leaves here gets a little gift tag on a string. Because guess what? Boom, now you just gave somebody, okay, I didn't do too good on the bow, but you get the point. I would tie a little tag where it's a to from, and bam, instant gift. These are great to have done. Alex already has some done for Christmas, but you post a picture and people see, oh my God, that's a ready to go. Like, for example, like these. I posted this, and since yesterday I've sold 8. The same thing, you post these, and what else I put in here? Room spray. Like last year when I did them, I'll take this, and at the Dollar Tree, you can buy Swiss Miss hot chocolate mix. I think 6 or 8 come in a pack for $1. I would get a pack of candy canes from Dollar Tree. So I would fill part of this with the free brown paper from Scentsy, put a colored shred to coordinate with whatever's on the mug. If I didn't do a bar and a scent circle, I would do a scent circle and a room spray. You put in the pack of hot cocoa mix, a candy cane, and a couple Hershey Kisses and a tag. Boom. One year, I'll have to find a picture and show y'all. I had a table set up. I think I sold like 80 of them in a matter of like a week. And the kids helped me stuff them. But I was like, damn, that was easy. So it's so, when people see that, like something already done, and you say, hey, and sometimes it's a play on wording too. Like for this one,
the finished product.
People like to see the finished product, not just saying, hey, y'all want me to make a teacher gifts? No, like show them what they're gonna get. So like when I posted this, even though it wasn't my idea, I borrowed it from someone else, but I put like brewing up some teacher gifts. And then when people ask, oh, what is it? I mean, I posted the price because I'm not trying to, rake one over on them. I'm like, it's $12. It includes, there's a K-cup hidden inside and there's some candies. And, come up with clever wording. Like
And it's the same idea. The Dollar Tree has these pumpkin spice latte season, all these fall themed ones too.
Yes, that's not, I need to hit that one up too.
I haven't seen the fall.
I haven't either.
They're in Hammond.
They're in
Oh, they
Hammond.
only had Christmas ones when I went.
Antique Fall, the millionaires
Somebody
Dollar
put it in
Tree.
the Dollar Tree
Yeah.
without me.
Yeah. So I need to go check that out. But you put this up and be like, oh, so excited. 10 of these just went out the door or something like that. And then people are like, oh man, I need 4. Can I get 4? Absolutely. Even if you don't have the product, you find it. You get it. You see when they need it for. Anyway, it's just the smallest little things. Alex has another way. He wants to show y'all.
It's our bootleg.
He's got a bootleg way of doing
It's just a bow. It
ribbon.
takes a few
It's our hand
seconds.
started
Paul, what's your advice on all this stuff?
Nothing good. All right, so literally you take that same length and all, because I saw some people's stuff was falling apart. So this is how we had to do it, is literally you take the bow and or the ribbon and you literally just wrap it around your hand. Once you had that little piece that Amy was talking about that was hanging out, if you literally take that and hold it, and then you can literally just sit here and it's coming out. Oh, I'll wrap it back in.
I usually take mine.
Yeah, Megan normally tapes them, but you can literally just kind of pull it around.
Yeah.
Go.
You're out.
Hi, beautiful.
give your piece.
Oh, she left. Sorry.
Andrea said hey. She said hey.
So we still have this little piece in the middle, but all you do, and this one's kind of big because I try to do it in a hurry, but all you're gonna do is take it now. It's like this. You can literally take it now, fold it in half. So this is what it was like around my hand, like this. I fold this in half. I go to one side, which is gonna be this side, right?
Mhm.
And then I had to ask Amy because I had to go over this with her when we first started doing bows.
Where you cut your notches.
So I'm going to cut my notches on each side. Definitely do this where you have a table or something to catch it so where it doesn't fall all over the floor like it just did at Amy's house.
We have a bird.
But I'm literally just going to cut on like
It's good.
on a 45, and it's not perfect, but it doesn't really have to be. So then you're going to take this
You
and
have
we'll,
Cash App, Amy? You use Cash App?
I don't use
Maybe
Cash
use
App.
Cash App, yeah. Somebody's just asking how you take payments, and we're like, yeah,
Venmo
PayPal,
Venmo and PayPal, but Venmo is my biggest, and then a lot of people pay cash,
and then a lot of people just pay cash.
or
That's
check.
just
If I know them personally, I'll take a check.
let's just mess that one up.
No, but what do you tie yours with in the middle?
This
You gotta
one,
cut a little piece. You don't cut a piece?
well, we normally take it here and then use this piece, or
Oh, I
use,
cut another piece and just tie
Hmm.
it. Let's go get a good piece of paper.
or we use the zip tie.
Zip
Now
tie.
look,
Oh,
this is way too big on this, but like I said, it doesn't really matter. So Amy's gonna assist on this operation of a bow. And so then literally it's going to end up being the same exact thing to where you grab and twist, grab and twist. I like this one because I don't feel like it's, so she's doing it real quick.
This ribbon though, I have it in every color. Every Christmas present, oops, sorry. Everything that leaves here, a Christmas present or whatever, gets a bow like this from me. It's this satin one. It's inexpensive. I found a color that matches my wrapping paper. And I just.
Amy, they're asking, how did you start promoting the baskets? I pretty much told them in the beginning you did it mainly from donating to a lot of
Yes.
causes.
I do get asked to do a lot of donations. Sometimes all depending what the organization is, or if they have a theme for the event, will determine what warmer I do. But if they don't have a theme and it don't matter, guess what normally they get? You know, because I subscribe every month to the warmer of the month. And sometimes, normally, I sell a ton of them. But, you know, every now and then we have one that may not be a hit in our area.
Like your cowboy hat?
Yeah, and guess what? It gets donated. And I'll use that as a donation. And then a few years ago, the school found out that I like doing baskets, and I got roped into being the auction chairman for school for several years. So my kids are no longer at that school, but and I got asked to come back and help, and I just told them, unfortunately, I can't. I mean, I'll donate, but I can't help with the auction just because of now that I told them, you know, my little Cincy business has taken off. But now, like, I will.
Somebody just said that they tried last year and they didn't sell any. But when we started last year, we tried, what was that we tried to get baskets for? I mean, it was a flop. What was it that we tried?
Well, we started out with Valentine's.
It was Valentine's.
Woo,
We
Valentine's
were
was
thought we
horrible.
were going to do great for Valentine's Day. No, complete flop. But then Easter rolled around and we were like, okay, we'll try this again.
People couldn't get out.
We sold a
Hey,
ton of
Caroline.
Easter baskets, and then Mother's Day, like, we tripled that number.
So let me tell y'all, if y'all follow me on Facebook, I mean, like yesterday, I posted a picture of a basket. It's my daughter's boyfriend's mother. Her birthday is Saturday. Well, about a month ago, Colton is the little boy's name. His grandmother lives in Illinois? And it was her birthday. And so Connie, that's Colton's mother, asked me to put together a basket. And I did. I whipped together a basket for her mom. She delivered it to her mom when they went to go visit her. And about 2 weeks ago, I get a call from a lady named Vivian. I didn't know who Vivian was. And it was Colton's grandmother. And she's like, I loved my basket. And thanks for including a book, because I had a book and everything. And she said, is there any way you could put together a basket for me, for Connie, for her birthday and deliver it? I'm in Illinois. I'm like, absolutely. So that originally, her birthday's not until Saturday, but they're leaving to go out of town tomorrow. That originally, the basket that I posted last night was the one I was going to actually assemble like from scratch tonight. But my daughter ended up she's out delivering it for me this evening. But it's just a matter, I'll take a picture of something and say, so like last night I put this basket is going out, like it was like a fall themed basket. I put something about fall, what this is a birthday basket, what a great way to wake up for your birthday or whatever. Posted that last night. Then this morning I got the call about the 10 baskets, and today around lunchtime a friend who orders a lot from me called and was like, hey, any chance you could whip me up a basket like the one you posted last night minus the bottle of wine? And the reason why I did a bottle of wine is because Vivian asked to include a bottle of wine in the basket. And so I was like, absolutely. So now I'm like, okay. So I've got another basket to do Friday for a friend minus the bottle of wine. I just think sometimes it's the way you word it. I mean, if somebody asks me to do a basket or anything, I'll post a picture, like any, you know. So last night, yeah.
That's like today, I had a friend call, and she was like, hey, can you do a basket for my mother-in-law? I was like, sure. How much you want to spend? It's always the first
That's
question.
the first question.
How much do you want to spend? I don't know, I guess about $100.
And I'll ask, do you know, do they have anything Cincy? Because that's what, for Vivian, Colton's grandmother, I asked his mom, does she have anything Scentsy? Well, this was for Mother's Day. And at Mother's Day, she didn't. Well, guess what? She said, make her a sampler. I put a canister of washer whiffs, a counter cleaner. And guess what? Since then, she's ordered stuff from me because it got in her hands. So if I make anything, I post a picture. I'm going to tell you this, and I'm not lying, but sometimes I'll say, oh, this one just went out the door. Guess what? You have people, I think, have what they like FOMO, fear of missing out. They will call you and be like, oh my God, I need one of those too. Like, I think it's a lot on how you word it.
And sometimes they should still sitting on the counter.
But yeah, but like it sells.
Sells
It
it.
sells. I think a lot of it's your wording.
Or they will send you a message in 3 months with a picture of a basket you made 3 months ago, and can you recreate this?
Yeah.
Sure can.
Sure
Yeah.
can. It's still sitting on the shelf.
Actually, I have a new consultant who I have a new consultant, and it looks great. It looks great. And I told her I'd help her make a basket. And then last week was crazy and I wasn't able to. But she was like, hey, I want to make a basket like this. And she sent a picture that her husband sent her. And I started laughing. I'm like, that's my basket. But like, so I said, yeah, I could help her. And she wound up this weekend putting it together herself. And I'm like, look at you. And because she had only been with Cincy for 2 weeks. And she was very reluctant to try it herself. And she did. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it looks fabulous. So it's just a matter of trying. And sometimes it may just even be if you like think, oh, it looks a little off, reposition things. Change up the position and you'll be shocked like how it changes. But I mean, to me, you slap a bow on anything
And it makes it perfect.
and it makes it just like,
Even if you don't wrap it in the clear wrap.
yeah, you don't even wrap
You
it.
can even put a bow on the simplest thing.
So look, let me show you. So right now, Nashville wraps. I love
Yeah,
that.
when I went in your office and I saw that one, I was like, should have told me about this bag.
Yeah. Well,
The ship left it.
so right now, like, and this is what I'm doing. I'm using this, what do you call it, buffalo checked, like ribbon, a plaid. And I have it in this size. I have it in the neck size and the big size. I order the tissue paper. So right now I've been using purple, which I don't have any purple in here, but I'll say use purple because we're kind of like around Halloweenish time, you know, like with Halloween stuff coming out. Guess what I'll do? I'll take this and I have, like, see how this ribbon is? This purple ribbon? I'll take a piece of orange and purple with purple tissue paper and then tie it and cut the little things and theme it out. I also have red tissue paper. So if somebody for Christmas, I could put red tissue paper in here. Last month, I used green. I used to always, from day one with Scentsy, everything was purple and green because that's what Scentsy colors. And I always felt like I couldn't deviate.
This one's bad.
So now what I do, like, so that's for that. Some orders, guess what? Some orders get the little shiplap. And then I take the tissue and, you know, just put a few pieces of tissue in there. And then I use, like if it's for harvest kind of right now, I'll take this orange ribbon. This ribbon is like, it's 50 yards. It's very flimsy, but it's great for tying knots.
But it's a ton of ribbon.
I mean, if you could see how much ribbon is on this bolt, it's a ton. I have this in every color you can imagine, but I'll take a piece of this, okay? It's like, it's not burlap, it's like a,
Burlap-ish.
they call it, I don't know what they call it. So I take a piece and I'll tie this. You know, I'll put more tissue, of course, in the bag, but do this, and then it just adds a little pop of color. Then, okay, I have all their products inside. We'll just say I have more tissue in there. Okay, you know what I do after this? So I have that. With my free host credit, I'll take this and I'll take some, bear with me, I have stuff all over the house. Oh, where is it?
She told us we could not face the camera in that direction.
Okay, I had twine. And
Yeah.
I normally take a little piece of twine. I thought I had some, but what I'll do is just take a little piece of ribbon right now. Okay. I'll pretend this is twine because twine's so cheap. And I'll just tie it like this to the bag. And then I'll put the link to what I ordered, the little Amazon stickers. They're craft colored. And they say thank you. And it's a little sticker, and I'll stick it right there that says thank you. And that's how everybody gets their bag. And then, or if it's like that, I'll do it on here. But so like pretty much for the rest of the year, these are the 2 bags I'll use, and all depending what season it is will determine what color tissue goes inside, or what little accent color. But
I will say this too, right now with fall stuff being still in, when fall stuff starts to go away, if you have space, Megan and I bought the containers to go underneath our bed, the wrapping paper containers.
Yeah.
And so those are actually under our bed. The other day I ordered
With all of our wrapping paper for Christmas.
I ordered red and green tissue paper. It came in from Amazon because I thought I got a really good deal. And she basically told me to send it all back, even though I can't. But she was like,
do you not remember we bought all that tissue paper last year on clearance?
yeah, and I got it for 90% off. So I have like literally the entire underneath my bed, king size bed.
You better
It's full
sell some
of,
Valentine's Day baskets this year.
yeah, it's full of green and red tissue. So if you have a place to store it, it's definitely worth
Did
it.
you say
because-
we use a certain size tissue paper? Nikki, I don't know if I need tissue paper.
yes, I do.
Yes.
I will
Okay.
link, because one day, this is the size I prefer, and I'll link it. It's this size. One day, I ordered some, and guess what? This sucker was
It's probably the one I have.
this
It's like
size.
this
It was
long.
like it's like this long.
Yes.
And so, yeah, that's great for big bags, but in little bags, I would like have to cut it.
You got a bag of tissue.
I have it in my phone, and I'll put it in the notes, but it's like 15 by something. And on Nashville Wraps, when I'm telling you, this is craft, well, they have 5 different shades of craft. Like they have 10 different shades of purple. Like you can brand yourself.
That book. Oh,
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
But you if saying like Joanna Luna, if you know her, I know whenever I see Buffalo Check, I think of her because that's what she uses. And if you decide you want to brand yourself and have like a certain color combo you use, the possibilities are endless at Nashville Wraps. Like there's so much, and that's just who I like to order from. You could Google on Amazon or whatever, look up on Amazon, and if you know you wanted to use polka dot bags, I'm sure you could find polka dot bags or whatever. But just like I said, you could buy it, of course, in bulk. They have it like where you can buy 125 bags at a time, or you can buy 25. So it's totally up to you how you want to do it. The tissue, when I started thinking, when you go to Hobby Lobby, you get 8 sheets to a pack for like $4.
Right.
You get anywhere, it depends which one size you get, anywhere from 250 like sheets to the ream to 400 for $15. So when you're thinking you're paying $3 for 8, and then you in the long run, it's just smarter if you are able to buy in bulk. But again, bulk, you can still buy just 25 bags at a time. You don't have to buy the 125 or whatever. But if you go on there, I know shipping over, if you order $150, shipping is like $20. But they ship fast. So like today I actually ordered some more supplies and I didn't hit $150, but I just was like, whatever. And I ordered it, but I'll probably have it by Friday. And I did regular shipping. Like it all depends where you're from around them, but it comes pretty quick. You can get things in 2 or 3 days, and that's not expediting any shipping charges.
She said you can Karen said you could also go in with other local consultants and split stuff up.
Exactly. So if get the 125 bags and split them. Definitely, you could definitely do that.
Even when you go to Amazon and you get the filler, if you don't end up doing this and you buy, like I just bought 10 pounds of brown. It's the craft color
Yeah.
filler.
How much was that for you?
10 pounds of it. I think that a lot of it too. I think it was like $28.
That's because
I think 10 pounds of just shredded paper.
I bought
That's a lot.
Yeah, well, I bought 10 pounds today of more of this Excelsior, the little wooden stuff, and 10 pounds was like $26.
Yeah, and people, you might think
But
10 pounds
I've
of
used
this.
it I've had it almost for a year. The box of 10 pounds, and I make a ton of baskets.
It's literally only this big, but this stuff is like.
It's like seal a meal. Like,
You need this much.
yeah, it's like, it's so
it makes that
tight.
much.
Yeah. But definitely, I will tonight post pictures of things I've done. I can even post other things I've done that I have. I have a lot of stuff on my Facebook. I mean, just send me a friend request too, and you can like search my albums and stuff. But I'll also post it on Scent Warriors, and I'll add, like, I could go in maybe in, because it's not like Amazon where you could share your shopping list.
Yeah.
Like but for Nashville Wraps, what I started doing today is going to past orders and copying the links of each item and putting them in my notes section in my phone, so then I could just copy and paste and share it with y'all. But those are the things that I like. And there's so much, like, I did a basket not too long ago with the Bless This Home warmer, and just, I received so many compliments, and then I orders from it. It was the little crate that I used from Michael's. It had the little Bless This Home. It had the little plant. And when I wrapped it in the clear wrap, I did it so simple. I used a little piece of this and a little piece of this and tied it in a knot. Nashville Wraps, you could print them if you want, but I was like, these were easy. They were a little card, and I guess they're more kind of like to go with florist type gifts. And it had this background with a little wreath on it that said welcome home. And it was already printed, had a hole cut. I put it through, and at Michael's, I used a coupon, and they had like the little skeleton keys, and I added a little key to embellish, and that was like it. I didn't tie a fancy bow. It was just a knot, and the realtor loved it. He's like, yep, this is gonna be my go-to gift. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, not anymore because of the warmer. We'll find something else. But it was so easy to make, and it was nice, but it was still just simple. And the bow and all the embellishments didn't take away from what was in the basket. So, any other questions?
I'm gonna tell you what, girl, you have held these people on here. Nobody has left.
Oh Lord, how many are on here?
I'm gonna tell you what, this is for most people that have stayed around.
Yeah, and you still have two full pages.
Well, thank y'all for joining in.
You were so great. Thank you so much for sharing.
And if anybody has any questions, don't hesitate to message me. If y'all give me just a little while, at least an hour to finish getting all my links together, but I'll definitely share.
It can even be tomorrow. You've got company tonight. It's okay.
We're not company.
No, but yeah, I have most of it started.
Yeah.
I want to go back and put, and when I put, for example, I'm not going to put every color tissue I'll order, but I'm going to put the size I like, because once you click on that size, the whole page comes up and it's like a color chart, and then you could decide what color you want. I mean, there's different shades of black, there's different shades of red, and but I'll put like the size in particular that I like, because the big one, it was just so bulky. And then when you cut it in half, when you went to go, like, you know, when you go to do this, when you cut it, that big piece in half, and you go to do this to pop it, you know, to make it like this, just you grab it in the middle. But that other one was so awkward. It was like, I don't know how to describe it. It was like weird, but boom, where this size to me is perfect.
It took away from your product.
It took away, yeah, like you were then like, it was so long, you were almost having to fold it, then shove it in there, because it was like, it was weird. But I'll send you like the sizes of things I like. I do know that when you go look, the big bag is currently on back order, but I want to say it said September, because I looked today, because I wanted to order some more and they don't have it. But this size in particular is on back order, but I want to say it said September 27th, and I mean, that's just a couple days away. But I think it still does allow you to add it to your cart. It just wouldn't ship, you know, where.
Will you show Vicki again how you put that tissue paper in there?
Yes. So what I do I'll take a fresh piece. Literally,
Pick it up in the middle.
pick it up in the middle. Now, it's like when you had something on your face and your mom would like lick her hand, but I lick my finger and I just pull it right, like literally in the middle and go, and then you can just kind of play with it.
It's magic. It really does look like magic when you do it.
And normally in this size bag, I put 2. In the
Alex
big,
puts like 80 tissue papers in one bag.
It's a big bag.
It's the most, I feel like the most wasteful thing ever.
I don't do it.
so I normally
biggest
put
part.
2.
It's not on Tiffany stuff. Just on
I
my
put
part.
2. In the bigger bags, it all depends. If it's full of like warmers and stuff that kind of fill it up, I probably put 5 or 6, so kind of 3 and 3 on each side of this, because it's still, once you put it in and then tie a little happy on it, it's going to be sealed. But like I said, I want to say whatever the kind is I like, I think it's 250 or 300 sheets to the pack for like $15 maybe. And something else, there is like almost how we have our clearance section on the Cincy, like for, on our website, they have a clearance section. So I always try to check there, because if I know like something's up and coming or trending, like kind of like we know, like the warm of the month or whatever. For example, when we had the Be Kind, the ribbon's in my back, but when we had the kindness warmer, and from Nashville Wraps, they had ribbon on clearance that it looked kind of like burlap, the color of burlap, like the craft color, but it had honeybees. So I bought that, and guess what? They either get wrapped in clear with a little honeybee, and then off of Amazon, I ordered a little honeycomb and a little pouch of honey and tied it to it. But I try to like theme up the ribbon, if that makes sense, if possible, with whatever we've got going. But check out that clearance section, because they have a lot of stuff that you may be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do that for Christmas, or you know that you sell a lot during Valentine's Day. Well, go look, because right now they may have stuff with like red hearts or Cupid bows or something like dirt cheap. So it's kind of like when you search that back aisle in Hobby Lobby, or I always try to think out the box, like what else. We laugh because sometimes when we do stuff, we would say like, oh, what would Jesus do? We'll say, what would Alex do? He'll call and say, what would Amy do? Like if he's ordering something, and would ask my opinion on how many I'm going to order and stuff like that. So
Trying to see which spouse is going to come first.
Yeah.
Megan or is it gonna be Paul?
But anyway, a lot of this can be done. Like you don't have to spend a lot of money. And I'm ordering at Nashville Wraps just because I am impressed with their quality. I do buy a lot of the little bags sometimes too at Dollar Tree, but then sometimes I'll go to hand it to somebody, and then the next thing I know, it's like this. Like I'm like, oh, here's your bag. You know what I'm saying? So where I don't find that happens with no, that was 50 2 for $1. It's 50 cents. But I find the quality. I mean, I can load this sucker down and it's not budging. But a lot of times I'll go into Dollar Tree and they have nice little spools of I have some over there. Nice little spools of ribbon that you could just use to embellish. If you don't want to tie the bag shut, you can take this, for example. Like if you didn't want to tie the bag shut, this is black and white stripes, but you could just take pretend this was orange if you wanted, and if you had their scent circle, like if you just wanted to give it a pop of color where you're not it's not a lot of ribbon or anything, pretend this was orange or green or whatever, and you don't have to tie the bag shut, just a little, little boom. So sometimes I do that too and not tie the bag shut. But little thin ribbon like this, you could find at Dollar Tree. And what I do is before I buy it, I mean, granted, it's only $1, but I'll just read, oh man, that's 16 feet. I'll pull this back and I'm like, gosh, that's a lot of ribbon,
One thing I will say, I know a lot of people like Amazon, and I told Amy this the other day, and I went and bought, because I'm a cheap person. I like cheap. I like to get the most bang for my buck. But these bags are super cheap, to be totally honest. And if they are a little bit more than some of the things that you're going to find on Amazon, the quality, like she was saying, they're clear. Like they're the best quality. You're not even
They're
going to.
not a foggy clear wrap. Because
Yeah.
there's a difference between a foggy clear wrap and a clear clear wrap, and you can see it.
It's
Oh, and
thick.
it's, okay, so you know when you go to the party store, like when you go to, it's not a treat bag. I guess if you hear this, it is like, it's not, you know, some of the bags we use are,
But even from you doing that,
And
you
you
can
can
notice it's
kind of
not
imagine the
purple.
But
ones
you
they
never
send
say-
our scent samples in.
now granted, the other bags are like this, almost the quality of a sandwich bag. It
Yeah.
feels like a sandwich bag, where this is like literally crinkly. I mean, I'm not wasting it because I already wrote on it, but it's like,
You just fold it up and look how it's.
But you see- yeah, and sometimes if I put something in it and I'm like, oh, I need a little more tad, I don't throw this away. I just smooth it back out and set it to the side. Because once you fill it back up and pop it back, you would never know that I just crumpled the heck out of that. So, but I like, it's just a different feel. This, now granted, is a Ziploc bag, but it's not that,
Flimsy.
it's not, and these are totally see-through, and that's what I like about it. It just feels, it's just a high quality.
I wasted about $500 on Amazon trying to find a bag that was cheaper but the same quality as this, and I couldn't. I literally wasted the money because and I ordered from a bunch of different spots and they were all different sizes, but they came in and they were all, to me, they were junk compared to this. And honestly, what I would have spent, it was only a little bit less, you know?
Another thing, I try not to waste. So like I said, I reuse the shipping paper, but like for all these today that I did little demos, I'm not going to throw these away because you know why? They may look a little wrinkly now, but by the time I tie them onto a bag and take a fresh cut to the ends, like I try to like recycle my little scraps and stuff. Because you never know where you just need to add a little pop of color or embellishment to. So
One last question you had, Amy, was how do you keep everything organized?
that's another story. People think I have it all together, but I don't. But I do have what I call my little scent studio behind my house. And I have like a little portable building behind my house. And the reason why is because prior to us moving here, we lived in a 3-bedroom house, 1-bathroom house, and literally I started Scentsy in that house, right? Yeah. So from day one with Scentsy up until 2 years ago, so for 5 years, you know, I worked my little business out of it, and finally Paul was like, this stuff is, it was like, you would sit on the sofa, and you couldn't, we had a sofa that had a little legs that went up, and you couldn't even,
Oh, that's awesome.
you couldn't even put your feet up because I'd have Scentsy boxes of products. So I saved up and I bought a little portable building, and some family friends like put lights, and I went to Dirt Cheap and found like cheap flooring that looked like wood, but it's really not. And that's where I store everything. I have shelving where I have like, you know, the little inventory that I do have is in there. But I have, I would like to, I love how a lot of you guys, and like how Karen has, that's like my goal, is to have like little cubicles and like how you guys have your storage and stuff. Right now, I have everything kind of all over the place. I have some 3-drawer, you know, like the white plastic bins that have clear drawers. I have a lot of stuff stored in those. I have 2 units like that that stack. But I have like my bags hanging on a little hook. But my goal is to get more organized because I really am not. Like I'll have a tote that has nothing but ribbon. I have a tote that has nothing but embellishments. I have another little tote that has my shred and stuff like that. So things are in its place. It's just not really how I want it right now, but I make it work. But if I say start small, go to Target, whatever, get a kind of like a tote like you'd put Christmas ornaments or something in, and you could stack everything. You stack your bags, you know, because these will all lay flat, and you can put your, just kind of, and then inside of that, that's how I first started. I had a little container kind of like this, you know, for example, this little basket, and I would put like my ribbons and stuff like that in it, and then set it in the tote. And so everything kind of had its place. And then when I needed to use it, I actually had it at one time stored. I had one of those tables from Sam's, like the 6-foot picnic type tables. And I have a tablecloth that goes over it, and I just have stuff underneath there stored. And when I need something, I'll pull it out. But I'd like to be more organized, but I'm not. As a kid, I dreamed about having a building that had a wall. Like when you go into like department stores, I used to love, like if we had to get something wrapped, to go watch those ladies rip the paper off the big cutter rolls. Like that's my dream, is one day to have a room that has nothing but cutter rolls on the wall, and I could just run and wrap in paper. But it's not gonna happen. But also, if you ever look for gift wrapping, Nashville Wrap has the best gift wrap. The other kind of gift wrap I like, they sell at Hobby Lobby, and it's that brother and sister brand, because it is super thick. It's not like cheap paper, but it's got like the grid lines on the back. Yes, and Nashville Wrap has it, and it's called a cutter box. They have cutter rolls and cutter boxes. I highly recommend it. So last Christmas, when we came out with the fragrance flowers, I would wrap them for everybody, and they were wrapped in paper that looks like this. The gift wrap looks like this, and I would take this, tie the ribbon like this around the box, and then take the little wooden disc and say, pretend this was the box right here, the width of the box of the of your fragrance flower. So right here, this would be tied into a knot. So pretend that's like the fragrance flower box. I would tie this in a knot, and I'd take that little wooden disc I was talking to you about and slide it behind here. Add a gift tag. I can't tell you how many I've sold like that. I've already had a lady who, when the 3 fragrant flower bundles came out August 1st, was like, don't forget, you're gonna wrap my Christmas ones for me. I said, absolutely. She told me what she wanted. I purchased them. She's like, can I get them from you in December? I said, absolutely. I am still using the wrapping paper that I bought last year, and I can't tell you how much. I probably will be wrapping with that again next Christmas. It is like $18, and I know it sounds steep, but it is like, I think almost like 200, what's this called, a yard? 200 yards or something like that. It's unreal, and it comes in a box that reminds you almost of what you keep your aluminum foil in, but it's your wrapping paper, and you can literally just pull it out the box, and the box doesn't have, it has like little like cardboard teeth, like you can't cut yourself, but you could just rip it from there, and I would wrap them. So like I do this one event every year, and last year I wrapped a ton of flowers, labeled the bottom, so I knew if it was, at the time we only had 4 Amazon Rain, the 4 we had or whatever, and when people saw them ready to go, they're like, oh, I'll take 4 of them. I wound up, there was a dancing school teacher, she wanted 20. I think I had 19 on the table, so I'm like, can I order them from you? Please don't take all I have. Like, I didn't want her to take all what I had. And she was like, that's fine. I wound up selling the rest of those 19 that I had wrapped that day, came home and ordered her 20. And within a week had them, wrapped them. And I mean, that's her go-to gift. She'll call and say, I need 6 flowers wrapped. And they have every type of paper you can imagine. I wrap them all like this. I mean, that's even when I wrap my Christmas tree is kind of white and silver woodlands theme type thing. And that's the wrapping paper I use for my personal gifts as well. And I'm still I wrapped my personal gifts out of the roll I bought from a business stuff, and I'm still wrapping, and I wrap a lot. It is worth I think $17 or $18 for a roll of wrapping paper from there. The quality is top notch. So
I'm shopping from the website right now. Yeah.
Well, and I'll post the links of those bags. I'll get that done tonight.
Yeah, are they the gusseted bag? What?
You know what? I'll tell you.
No?
I believe so.
Yes.
I have some stuff saved. Yes, with gusset.
Okay.
So like one of the ones that are used for the mugs are 5 by 2.5 by 11. But honestly, that was, if you remember, it was a little, this is 4 2.5 by 13 1/4.
Yeah.
And when I put this mug in originally, it was kind of tight. I personally, instead of buying 100 of these and 100 of those, I would use the bigger ones and trim them, because if you were to buy, see how it's kind of,
Yeah.
kind of tight. And then that's 13 and a half. The one that is 4 mugs is 2.5, which is the same length, by 11. And so this way you have a little more wiggle room with the one that's 4. Yeah, but I'm looking here at my notes where I have everything that because I hadn't finished adding all the stuff that I buy, but all the bags I buy are gusseted. And the reason why, I'd rather have know I have enough wiggle room
Yeah.
to get a bag that that doesn't have to, and by gusset, everybody knows that just, you have a little seam right there that gives you more room. If not, they have other bags that are literally, it's a flat bag. I mean, if you're not putting something flat in there.
And then sometimes you can put some little crepe paper in it too, in the bottom. And
Yeah.
tee it up, and so you need that extra space.
Yeah, there's times when I have, like, back in the day when we had bath bombs, I would use the bag. I would actually use the smaller one. No, I use this one. And I would put shred, drop the bath bomb, and a body wash in here with Dollar Tree loofah. Well, not loofah. You know the little poofy things. I like to do that. You could do that in these bags too, y'all. I mean, it's just the littlest thing, but when people see it, they're like, wow. I take the
A body wash in a hand cream.
Yes.
With a loofah.
yes, a body wash, hand cream, and at the dollar store they even have the mini where you get 4 in this like little clear tube for $1. Pop it in there, and then they're like, oh, look at that. And it didn't take you anything, but if they see it already done, and you could be like, oh, just whip these up for somebody. Let me know if you need them. Like,
And shopping on our clearance too, like when Blue Grotto went on clearance the other day, I called Amy, like we were talking and it was literally WWAD, what would Amy do? And I called her and I was like, so prepping for Christmas.
Alex is the reason there's no pumpkin bars, probably, anyway.
That's I'm the reason why we don't have Blue Grotto soap.
Yeah, like I love Blue Grotto myself, and I'm not gonna lie, I had ordered 10, and that was 10 that I wasn't sharing. That is for me. Like my girls know, I have a glass jar next to my tub, and it is full of Blue Grotto, and they are welcome to, if they soak in my tub, that's great. They could use any soap that's in my cabinet. Do not touch my Blue Grotto. Well, the other day, I saw another consultant go check out the clearance. I'm like, and I went, I called Alex. Oh my gosh, you need to go. Cause I know he's obsessed, and they have a lot of people. And then I ended up ordering 10 more to sell. And I ordered the body wash was on sale, and the hand cream or whatever. And I'm like, oh my gosh, between the soap that was on sale for $9.60, the body wash and the cream, putting that together, I could put it in one of these bags. Done it before. You can put the thing of soap, all that in here, put the thing. That's a gift under $20 that has a value. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and me personally, I'd sell it at what I paid for it. I mean, I know some people mark it up or whatever, but I'd rather know that if somebody was on a budget and they're like, I want it to be nice, I'll be like, well, I bought this and it was on sale, and this is at $9.60, $5.40, and whatever the other thing was. And I'm like, it's normally a this much value, but I got it on sale and it was this much. I could promise you all those will be sold the moment they come in and I whip one of these up. I have no doubt about it. But definitely, I believe, check the clearance sections everywhere, not only with Scentsy or Target. Joann's is a little expensive. They're too expensive. But like Michael's and Big Lot, y'all. I find a lot of Big Lots. And if you sign up for their email, like we get like a weekly coupon. So sometimes, and right now they're like so on point too with a lot of trends and stuff. But like when I look at the price tag, I'm like, oh, that's a little high. But then I go in my phone and I Google like my email or whatever and see that I have a coupon.
He said they have a 5.5 by 3 by 12.5. I wonder if that would work good with mugs.
Let me see.
Which one is the one that you use? 5 by. Like it's too high.
See, I had used in the past, but when I stopped, it was the 5 by 2.5 by 11 that is with a mug. She said it by 3.
She said
Yeah.
5 by 3 by 12.5.
That's actually better because this one, that's better than this 5 by 2.5 by 11 because it was 12. remember when I said, when we were putting it in there, the 11 bag, you wouldn't have as much as a little stem. With the bag that Vicky's saying, I think that would be a great bag. And being that it's 5, this is 4 by 2.5. That's what 5
I
by.
will give you that wiggle room.
You'll have a lot of wiggle room. The bag that Vicky said is great. So if you write that there, I'll go look up the link
You got it.
and I'll put it in there too with the other ones I use. I'll link also the clear roll that I use. This comes in a lot of lengths. This I like the 40 and the 36. They do have a 30, and it's like here, and that's fine for smaller items if you do smaller baskets, because then it's not. Sometimes if you use too wide of a roll, that's why I like to have 2 sizes. If you use too wide of a roll for a basket, when you go to bundle it up, sometimes it starts to look cloudy because it's too much bulk, if that makes sense. So yeah.
This was so good. I am going to stop the recording. I don't think I have a limit to how long it can go, but